Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Phoenix and this is the Consumer's Guide to Filmmaking. Echo, 2024, Sydney Freeland. Taking place after the events of Hawkeye, this series follows Maya Lopez. Having supposedly killed Kingpin, Lopez travels back to her hometown of Tamaha, Oklahoma to lay low. While there, she reunites with old friends and family, some reunions going smoother than others. However, Kingpin is still very much alive, and has sent his people to find and kill Maya. With her family's lives at stake, Maya must protect her people at all costs from her former boss. Turns out the Marvel cape shit can still be decent? Yeah, this was a pretty entertaining little action series. What viewers will notice with this show is that it is a little more grounded compared to the other Disney Marvel shows. It is also a lot more violent than those shows. Approaching this show more like the Netflix Marvel shows, the writers made the stakes a little smaller and really zeroed in on Maya and her relationship with Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. This series also zeroed in on Maya's indigenous heritage. It portrayed a native woman who finds her strength through harnessing the power of her ancestors, realizing that her family was inside her and around her at home, and not with Kingpin. But here's where that all loses steam, because, well, that works as a metaphor. The writers decided to take her harnessing the power of her ancestors literally. In the final episode, Maya discovers she has magical powers, and by channeling the spirits of her mother, great-grandmother, and what have you, she gives her elderly grandma and her sister the power to kick ass like she can. Then Maya uses her fucking hocus-pocus abilities to spook Kingpin into running away like a little bitch. Firstly, I will repeat myself, this works as a metaphor, but it does not work literally. It kind of undercuts the grounded tone of the show, and it further makes Kingpin look like a complete pussy. Why they gotta do my boy like that, cuz? Like, it just ain't right. Other than that stupid shit at the very end, I actually dig what they were going for. It's just, you fumbled the execution. The cast in the show really helped with selling the grounded tone. In our lead role, Alaka Cox plays the role of Maya Lopez. Lightning in a bottle in terms of casting. Cox is both indigenous and deaf, so she is pretty much perfect for the role. But aside from immutable characteristics, she manages to communicate some really powerful emotions effectively. The scenes she had with Vincent D'Onofrio really portrayed betrayal and heartbreak at a parental figure really well. But of course, now that I mentioned him, we have to talk about the legend that is Vincent D'Onofrio once again playing Kingpin. The man is just born for this role. He's born to be Kingpin. He has a physical presence for the role that is both imposing and realistic, and his voice is so enveloping and captivating. We also had a wonderful Dances with Wolves reunion with Graham Greene and Tantu Cardinal playing Maya's grandparents. Always love seeing Graham Greene representing. Love Graham Greene. In terms of filmmaking, the first episode showed tons of promise with the visual style, but it kinda slid off after that a little. The visual element that remained consistent was the imagery. I dug all the spacey spiritual imagery that represented the creation story, and I loved that silent film bit as well. The silent film bit kind of jarringly transitioned to widescreen for no reason, but I appreciated the attempt at something different. All the historical portions are then brought back in jarring fashion for Maya's dream sequences. The use of those quick, jarring cuts was a nice bit of visual storytelling that really isn't done too often with this cape shit stuff. The action is where we see that strong inconsistency though. The fight scene in that drug den with Daredevil was some of the best shot, best edited, and best choreographed fighting in the MCU. While I recognized certain tricks they were using to hide things, and I spotted a cheeky hidden cut, the fight was shot long and wide. After that, the action scenes ranged from being pretty good, the train fight, to pretty mid, the fight at the roller rink. The roller rink fight especially was disappointing because they got a little happy with the cuts in that fight. It was a significant downgrade in quality. One element that remained consistently good throughout was the music. While the score wasn't that exciting until it incorporated indigenous arrangements, the soundtrack stuck with the setting and tone well. Indigenous singer-songwriter music is used throughout the show, and it really packs a punch when it's used. There was one normal sort of licensed song, and that was Rob Zombie's Dracula, but that song's a fucking banger, so that's okay. It also really fit the sequence in the roller rink of her stealthily taking out all of Fisk's goons. Overall, Echo is a change of pace in terms of cape shit because it's actually kinda decent. It gets a bit silly at the very end, but compared to other MCU stuff, managing to keep it together until the very end is a feat. A solid set of performances by Cox and D'Onofrio, above average filmmaking for a Marvel property. It's a fun time. Gives me hope that the shows going forward really try and resemble the Netflix series more. If you're a cape shit fanatic, you'll definitely want to check this series out. If not, this series still serves as a fun, short little action series you can binge on a weekend. And I am feeling a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10 on this one. It's closer to a 6 than a 6.5, but it could be a 6.5 on a very, very nice day because of its stronger elements. Catch you later, guys.